Hey everyone, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel, Tara Talks Books, where we talk everything bookish. So today I'm going to be doing a book haul. This is going to be like my quarterly book haul because I've been trying to read the books on my shelves and like bringing in less. I've been doing the 24 and 2024, and then I've also been tracking in my reading journal like what books come in versus what books I read for my shelf, and really putting in an effort to read the books on my shelves. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into the book haul. So the first book is actually my book picks for book of the month for the month of February. And the first one I chose is Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. So this one seems intriguing. I've read Cara Bastone before and I have enjoyed her, and I've heard good things about this one, so I wanted to give it a go, and I made it my book of the month pick for February. So this one says, a surprise pregnancy leads to even more life-changing revolutions in this heartfelt, slow burn friends to lovers romance. So this one sounds so good. I love friends to lovers. Slow burn is great as well. And then I've heard the surprise pregnancy aspect is done well. I can't wait to read this one and see how it goes. The next one I have is also another book of the month pick for February. I'm not sure if it was a pick or it was like an add-on. It was definitely an add-on for me, but I wasn't sure if it was part of that month. I can't remember exactly. But anyways, this one is a historical fiction with a bit of mystery, and that one is The Frozen River by Ariel Lawhon. And so this one follows a midwife. So it's Maine, 1789, when the Kennebec River freezes, entombing a man in the ice. Martha Ballard is summoned to examine the body and determine cause of death. As a midwife and healer, she's privy to much of what goes on behind closed doors in Hollowell. Her diary is a record of every birth and death, crime and debacle that unfolds in the close-knit community. Months earlier, Martha documented the details of an alleged rape committed by two of the town's most respected gentlemen, one of whom has now been found dead in the ice. But when a local physician undermines her conclusion, declaring the death to be an accident, Martha is forced to investigate the shocking murder on her own. Over the course of one winter, as the trial nears and whispers and prejudices mount, Martha doggedly pursues the truth. Her diary soon lands at the center of the scandal, implicating those she loves and compelling Martha to decide where her own loyalties lie. Clever, layered, and subversive, Ariel Lawhon's newest offering introduces an unsung heroine who refused to accept anything less than justice at a time when women were considered best seen and not heard. So this one just seems so intriguing and kind of like a historical fiction like type that I haven't read before. Like I haven't read anything about a midwife. So this one just really seems intriguing and I can't wait to get to it. So my next ones are actually my book of the month picks for the month of March. And the first one that was like my main pick was A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. And this one is part of I assume like a series potentially, or maybe a duology, I'm not sure. But it says Saga of the Unfated, and it says book 1. So this one is, I know, a fantasy romance, and I've kind of been trying to dip my toes into it. I've tried Fourth Wing, enjoyed it, so I want to give this one a go. And I ended up asking Crystal from Books Forever After. She had posted like something about this, that she was like reading it, and I wanted to know how it was, and she said it was good, so I figured I'd give it a go and make it my book of the month pick. It says, her fate is inked in her blood. It's carved in her bones. The power is Freya's destiny. So I don't want to know too much. That's enough to get me intrigued. And I know it's a fantasy romance. So I just can't wait to get to it. The next one I picked is because if you are the book of the month BFF, you get to choose one of their picks or one of the like runners up or the pick of the year. I already had the pick of the year, which was Abby Jimenez's Yours Truly on my shelf. So I ended up choosing Wayward by Amelia Hart. So I don't know too much about this one. I think it's like a fiction that follows multiple women. So let me read it. Yeah, so it weaves throughout years. It looks like it starts in 2019, 1619, and 1942. And it says so it starts in 2019. It says, under cover of darkness, Kate flees London for ramshackle wayward cottage inherited from a great aunt she barely remembers. With its tumbling ivy and overgrown garden, the cottage is worlds away from the abusive partner who tormented Kate. But she soon suspects that her great aunt had a secret, one that lurks in the bones of the cottage, hidden ever since the witch hunts of the 17th century. And then it goes on to 1619, and it says, Alpha is awaiting trial for the murder of a local farmer who was stampeded to death by his herd. When Alpha was a girl, her mother taught her their magic, a kind not rooted in spell casting, but in a deep knowledge of the natural world. But unusual women have always been deemed dangerous, and as the evidence of witchcraft is laid out against Alpha, she knows it will take all her powers to maintain her freedom. And then it goes to 1942, and it says, as World War II rages, Violet is trapped in her family's grand crumbling estate. Straitjacketed by societal convention, she longs for the robust education her brother receives, and her mother, long deceased, who is rumored to have gone mad before her death. The only traces Violet has of her are a locket bearing the initial W and the word wayward scratched in the baseboard of her bedroom, weaving together the stories of 3 extraordinary women across 5 centuries. Wayward is an astonishing debut, an enthralling novel of female resilience. So this one just seemed intriguing. And like I said, I already had the book of the year, and this was like a runner-up, so I wanted to give it a go. The next one I actually received from my husband. He went on a work trip and he got it for me. And that one is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. And this one is, it says, at a party celebrating the end of the academic year, Maple Hill students Russ Callahan and Aurora Roberts have a passionate one-night stand. Never one to overstay her welcome or expect much from a man, Aurora slips away before Russ ever or even has the chance to ask her full name. Days later, they run into each other in their new jobs as summer camp counselors, hoping to escape their complicated home lives. Russ knows breaking the camp's strict no-staff fraternizing rule will have him heading back to Maple Hills before the summer is over. But unfortunately for him, Aurora has never been very good at caring about the rules. Okay, so this is like forbidden romance. I have heard of Hannah Grace before, but I haven't read anything by her, so I'm excited for this one. And I like the premise. It seems like they might be college students too. Anyways, I like the premise where like they have a one-night stand and then they meet again. That's always something I enjoy in books, where like they might meet and then like re-meet later. It's always fun to me. I always enjoy it. I feel like it kind of like amps up the tension in a book. So I can't wait to get this one. I'm so excited he picked this one for me. Then the next one I have is actually some books that I picked up recently at a thrift store. And I think, yes, all 3 of them are historical romances. The first one is Elisa Kleypas, Devil in Disguise. So this one is part of the Ravenells Meet the Wallflowers. It's obviously, I think, part of the Ravenells series. And this is one that I didn't have. I think I almost have all of the Ravenells. So this one is one that I was missing. So I can't wait to get to the Ravenells series and read this one. It says, Lady Merritt Sterling, a strong-willed beauty who runs a shipping company, knows London society is dying to catch her in a scandal. So far, she's been too smart to provide them with one, but then she meets Keir McCrae, a rough and rugged Scottish whiskey distiller, and all her sensible plans vanish like smoke. They couldn't be more different, but their attraction is powerful, raw, and irresistible. From the moment Keir McCrae arrives in London, he has 2 goals. 1, don't fall in love with the dazzling Lady Merritt Sterling. 2, avoid being killed. So far, neither of those is going well. Keir doesn't know why someone wants him dead until fate reveals the secret of his mysterious past. His world is thrown into upheaval, and the only one he trusts is Merritt. Their passion blazes with an intensity Merritt has never known before, making her long for the one thing she can't have from Keir McCrae forever. As danger draws closer, she'll do whatever it takes to save the man she loves, even knowing he might be the devil in disguise. Okay, so this one seems cute. I mean, I love Lisa Kleypas, and I definitely want to read like her backlist. So this was one that I saw, and of course I picked up. And it just seems, right up my alley. Really cute. The next one I actually picked up is another Ava Lee. I have read one from Ava Lee from the Union of the Right series, which this one is a part of. This one is Waiting for a Scot Like You. And this one is Adjusting to life in peacetime isn't easy for Major Duncan McCameron. Escorting a lady on her journey north seems like the perfect chance to give him some much-needed purpose. That is until he learns the woman in question is the beautiful, bold, reckless Lady Ferris. She makes his head spin, and being alone together will surely end in disaster. Beatrice, the Dowager Countess of Ferris, is finally free of a stifling marriage, and she has no plans to shackle herself to any other man. Ready to live life to the fullest, she's headed to a week-long bacchanal, and the journey should be half the fun, except she's confined to a carriage with a young, rule-abiding, irritatingly handsome Scottish soldier who wouldn't know a good time if it landed in his lap. But maybe a madcap escapade will loosen him up. Between carriage crashes, secret barn dances, robbers, and an inn with only one bed, their initial tension dissolves into a passion that neither expected. But is there a future for an adventure-loving lady and a duty-bound soldier, or will their differences tear them apart? Ooh, this one sounds so good. So I ended up reading What I Lied to the Duke, which is the first one, I believe, in this series, and loved it. I really enjoyed it. So this one, I can't wait to get to. It seems so much fun. And then the next one I picked up is Sleepless in Scotland by Karen Hawkins. I picked this one up because I bought one a while back ago that was a Karen Hawkins, and I hadn't read it, but I believe it got good reviews, so I was like, well, let's try some more Karen Hawkins, and it was literally 25 cents at the thrift store, so I'm like, I'm gonna give it a go. So this one is actually, it says, when sensible Catriona Hearst sets off in pursuit of her wild twin sister Caitlin, whose plan to trap the handsome laird of Clan MacLean into marriage will lead her to sure disaster, she never expects the journey to end with her own wedding. First, Triona is caught in MacLean's carriage, then she is roundly scolded, and then, to her shocked surprise, thoroughly kissed. She is caught body and soul by the laird's enigmatic younger brother, Hugh MacLean, who had set a trap for the unprincipled sister and refuses to believe that he's caught the other. While Hugh is enchanted by Triona's delightful response to his kiss, he soon realizes that she is not who he thought, but an innocent whom honor demands he wed immediately, and he also discovers that letting the passionate Triona into his bed is far easier than keeping her out of his many concerns, even the one he'd planned to keep secret. Ooh, so this one is fun. Obviously, it's like mistaken identity. I love that. So I can't wait to get to that one. Seems like so much fun. And then the last one is another one that my husband bought me because he knows I enjoy this author, or at least he thought I did, and he is correct. And that one is Happy Place by Emily Henry. So I've read one Emily Henry, and I have like two more on my shelf. So I really just need to do like an Emily Henry binge. But this one is about Harriet and Wynne, and they've been the perfect couple since they met in college. They go together like salt and pepper, honey and tea, lobster and rolls, except now for reasons they're still not discussing, they don't. They broke up 5 months ago and still haven't told their best friends, which is how they find themselves sharing a bedroom at the main cottage that has been their friend group's yearly getaway for the last decade. Their annual respite from the world, where for one vibrant, blissful week they leave behind their daily lives, have copious amounts of cheese, wine, and seafood, and soak up the salty coastal air with the people who understand them most. Only this year, Harriet and Wynne are lying through their teeth while trying not to notice how desperately they still want each other, because the cottage is for sale, and this is the last week they'll have together in this place. They can't stand to break their friends' hearts, and so they'll play their parts. Harriet will be the driven, surgical resident who never starts a fight, and Wynne will be the laid-back charmer who never lets the cracks show. It's a flawless plan, if you look at it from a great distance and through a pair of sunscreen-smeared sunglasses. After years of being in love, how hard can it be to fake it for 1 week in front of those who know you best? Ooh, so this one obviously seems like fun. It is clearly a second chance, so relationship in trouble, and I can't wait to get to it. I did enjoy People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, so I can't wait to get to this one. So those are all the books that I have, but I did receive some bookish things that I want to show you that are fun that I think you'll enjoy seeing. And then he also got me a bag that has a heart and it says books. So cute. I'm going to add it to my collection of book bags. Can never have too many. The last bookish thing that he actually got me for Valentine's Day. And it's a really cute idea, like a unique idea. But it's an embosser like for my books. So like the ones that I'm keeping on my shelves, I can emboss them. And it says from the Library of Tara. And I love that. So I can use the stickers or I can just emboss it in the book by itself. But I thought that was such a great idea. And I'm so excited to use it on my favorite books. So it's Editing Tara here. And I realized that as I was filming, you can't see one, the step back, or two, the beautiful bookmark that my husband got me. So I came back and I'm fixing it. In the video, you'll see this book, but you can't see the step back. So I'm going to show you now. It's just gorgeous. And one of the little bookish gifts that my husband got me that I show at the end of the video is actually this beautiful bookmark. Obviously it has Belle. So let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books or your thoughts on them. Like and subscribe if you'd like to. Bye!